We
I
put
like the
out the
way you're
best
talking right
plays.
now.
No, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the truth. We put out the best we can do, and the record speaks for itself. That's it's
And
kind of
we
how we.
win. That's what it comes down to, and we
That's
win.
that's what it
We
is.
talk about it all the time. Ain't nobody doing what we doing. You can't find them. If you
Nope.
do, point them, tag them, because ain't
Because I
nobody
want
doing what they do.
because I want to learn what they doing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I want to see, right? Collectively, this much free green, winning like this. Yeah,
For
right.
sure.
Yeah, right. All right, boy. All right, guys, boys, girls, men, women, children of all ages. Y'all know what time it is. We don't. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Money Pod Podcast and Money Pod Betting. And you see the boys in that powder blue showing the colors. You know what I mean? But welcome more back. We have some baseball players. We didn't give them out, though. We was just chatting it out. But we have some baseball players. Don't worry. We got it all. We
Hmm.
got it all. So, again, welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Once again, thank everybody for tuning in, joining, watching, supporting the show. The show, I can't say it enough. The show is just growing at a crazy rate. So keep it up, keep it doing. Tell a friend to tell a friend, right? Everybody eats.
You ain't eating. What you mean you ain't? You ain't making this paper, man? Everybody eats, B.
That's what we talk about. Everybody eats. So if we eating, y'all eating. And if you eating, your people's eating. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. And let's keep getting this money as we do. I didn't introduce myself. If you just seeing me for the first time, my name is Moss Money. I am the president. I'm the CEO. And over here to my left, your right, my guy. They call him Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up, man? Back for another week. Successful week
Yes,
prior.
sir.
We're gonna keep
Yes,
the ball
sir.
rolling like we
Yes,
usually
sir.
do. We print green
I
over
hear
here,
you.
man. We print green. At some point, they're gonna ban
I
us
want you to exit this guy off the premises, and I want you to exit him off the.
from these
They gonna
casinos
just
and
say
sports
stop.
books. They're gonna be like, "Hold on, what's going on?" You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we need to see where they at so we can put the fix in. Cause
At
these
some point.
MFers out here be putting in that fix for real. I tell
At
you that
some point,
right
for sure.
now. But if you're new to the format, if you're new to the show, this is what we do. We always do a recap of the week before and kind of give you a snapshot of where we at, what we're doing, how much money we're making, the percentage of wins, etc., etc. So I need to bring up the numbers for myself first, as always. Got to start at the top and work my way down. So last week didn't have a bad week. Actually had actually a pretty decent week. I actually gave out this line last week, the Cincinnati BYU. I actually hit this bet, but I didn't place it until late. So if you tell, congrats, you got the better of the number. But when I placed the bet, it was at 24. So I actually pushed. But the number I gave out on the show was actually the right number. And
Yeah.
that's a great way, and another real reason why we kind of dropped this show so early, because we're getting the earlier numbers and the better in the numbers. And sometimes that has worked in our favors. And we'll see. If you haven't watched the NFL show yet, you'll see how that kind of bit us in the butt, or at least bit me in the butt, because I really liked Cleveland last week, placed the bet, and next thing you know, Watson was out later in that week. So we got to be careful. We got to watch and kind of keep news. So make sure, if you haven't, cost you nothing, hit the follow button, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification button to always be up to date on when we're dropping plays and what we're doing on all social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or X, as they call it nowadays. But looking at the numbers real quick, I went 4, 2, and 1. Would have been really nice to get that 5 and 2, but still all good. We're still hitting over a 62% clip, up
Hmm.
8 units total, and 44%. Tell the stock market boys to fuck with me on that thing, right? That 44% return. Tell them stock market boys to fuck with me with that. All right, let's go to the man who's been leading the pack, though, right? leading the pack with a nice week, but you had some regression this week. Went perfect in the teasers, but the straight plays took a little bit of hit. USC bit you by the hook. Oregon, want to say Oregon was the hook as well, first half, and Georgia State -1 just kind of outright lost. There was just a miss on that part. They was out there barking too. They was chirping on the joint, man. I don't know if you saw
Mhm.
the comments on YouTube.
No, I didn't see
Boy,
it.
yeah, man, they was chirping about that Georgia State. Oh, wrong. You're so wrong. You're wrong. Way off. I'm like, damn. I'm like, we winning money over here for y'all. But you gonna
Listen,
chirp about the loss? But I was like, you know what? You're a fan because you chirping. If you're watching, you're a fan, right?
there you
So,
go.
you know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
As long as they
But
hit that like and subscribe, we straight.
yeah,
So
that's all that
they
matters.
obviously they watching. I mean, listen, we're not gonna be perfect. We're not aiming to be perfect, although we would like to be perfect. This
I
is
would love it.
and sometimes the lines are sharp and sometimes our analysts and handicap is not right. That's just what
Yeah,
it is. We're trying-
absolutely.
And the people that do
Absolutely.
the best plays. And if you look at that, please scroll up to the top,
Oh
please.
yeah, I will, brother. Don't worry. Ugh,
That says 19
73%.
and 19 for 7 at 73%. So at this point, Vegas might be calling me for some inside help. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you
The
know,
73% win rate is unreal right
it is
now.
what it is.
Ridiculous, on fire. What's that? What boys say used to from making the band? Daylon spit hot fire.
Dylan, 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 and Dylan. Because I spit hot fire.
Hot fire.
Hot
Hot fire.
fire.
So no, we appreciate it. Thank you for the critiques. Please continue to comment. Please, we try to
For
respond.
sure.
But definitely please support, like, and subscribe.
Yes, sir. The homie Sharp, our own professional gambler, had a nice little bounce back week. He had his big bets did hit. He had big bets on Oregon, had big bets on USC first half. His teaser loss, I didn't get the super teaser that he had, but lost on Kentucky, Minnesota. OU for him, he gave out an early line on OU, but I gave him the push because he put the bet early, but on the show, the hook didn't matter for him. So we have to be honest with ourselves, right? We have to be honest. What we're giving out on the show, we have to critique our own self, including me. Diddy just said it, and even the homie Sharp. We have to critique ourselves and make sure that we're giving you the best line and being honest with ourselves and how we're speaking in terms of what telling you and our advice of what the bet. Sharp is quote unquote our MoneyPot's professional gambler in house, as he does this for a living. But me and the homie Brent, obviously this is our side hustle, and we're showing you how to do it as a side hustle where you can put some extra money, extra coins in your pocket. So we are not professional bettors. Obviously, there's a disclaimer on the show. This is for entertainment purposes only. But still, a win is a win.
One is a win.
A
It's a
win
good
is a
week.
win. Good week though. Good week collectively. If you followed all plays, if you followed everybody just blind, didn't do your research and just said, I like what you boys are talking about, I like what you boys are doing, and you followed us all, you would be up right now almost 30 units. A unit is a measure size of $100 for us as we're using it, but you would be up 30 units, which means you would be up 3 grand on your money. That is printing money. That is printing green. If you haven't followed, you better get on the goddamn money train right now. Can't say it louder or more times enough. I've been saying it for years. Gotta hop on the money train. But let's do what we do, bro. We got week 6, college football. Let's bring up our handy dandy sports book. Been killing it on the DraftKings end. I was already looking at them NFL lines. Them things look a little funky this week.
Listen, the deeper we get into the season, the sharper the line's going to be. Obviously,
For
it's not going to
sure.
be like the first few weeks. So we just got to kind of try to find the edge of where we think is going to happen throughout the week. Make sure, like you said, this is Wednesday. We still got
Hmm.
almost 4 to 5 days until the game is played. So just mind you, there's things that are going to happen during the week that we can't account for on this show. And obviously, if it does happen, please just be aware of looking at late scratches, quarterback changes. Like we had a quarterback change. And what game was that last week? College game we had randomly that Daniels didn't play at Kansas, right? That was
Yeah,
a
that was
big part of
crazy
our
late.
late. That was a big
Yeah,
cap we had. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
for sure.
so ultimately we lost by putting on the show early, but Daniels didn't play, which I wouldn't play that game if I knew Daniels was not going to play. So obviously we're doing the best we can do at an early show, but we're trying to get the footage out to you guys as early as possible so you guys can make your own analysis and kind of just figure out what you want to do with your plays going on to the weekend. So
Big facts. Couldn't say it better myself, bro. Appreciate that. All right, so we have games today. I don't have anything on these games. I thought Sharp said something about Jacksonville State.
yeah, something I'm looking at too. I think I'm going to tell him that Jacksonville State. As you know, I've put Jacksonville State on
Radar,
my
yeah,
ticket
for sure.
for the last few weeks. This was a game that I kind of stayed away. But like I said, this week it's been a lot of games that the lines have been really tricky, man. It's like almost in the words of what Sharp was saying, more like seem trap lines, trap possibilities.
Yeah, trap
Um,
games. Yep.
Sometimes I'm just gonna be that fool that fall for the trap. You know what I mean? It just is what it is because I just can't see why this line is at plus 3.5 for Jacksonville State the way they
Okay.
played all season. So I do like the tail sharp on that. Possibly, I won't know, so it won't be an official play for me on the show. But I
Okay.
believe Sharp did say he wanted to add Jacksonville State onto his ticket.
Yeah, so just for reference, Sharp is typically a very early bettor. He's a look ahead guy. I was just looking back at our Texas. He said he got this at was it money line? Did he get this one at?
He was thinking about
'Cause
money line, but I think it was
yeah,
the
I think he
line.
was thinking of he was thinking about money line. So if Sharp drops a play, make sure you guys, like I said, again, following and we'll get the short out on that
And he
for
definitely
the
will. He
Jackson
just say he's
State.
going to bring a short out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
But I
that's
do
what I
like
thought.
Jacksonville State. I think I lean that if I was to go, of any game tonight, I would lean Jacksonville State just
Jacksonville
because
State
you're getting that 3.5. Try to shop your lines. 3.5 is probably the best. I think this would be a close
for sure.
game. Jacksonville State had a close game last week. We got lucky. We got lucky last week with Jacksonville State. They were down
Hey,
two
that's part
scores,
of the game.
21-7, and they fought back, pushed it into overtime at 28-28, I believe, last minute touchdown. And then they were able to win in overtime. And I think this will be one of those games that's going to be close also. So if you can get 3.5, definitely could be a nice lean or take.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no play on any of the Thursday games or Friday games.
Yeah.
I do have a teaser with Friday game, but other
Yep.
than that,
Same.
I don't have any official straight plays. So as always, we always do our teaser bets at the end of the week. I mean, sorry, at the end of the show. I
For
said the end
sure.
of the week at the at the end of the show. So make sure you guys stay with that, and we do some parlays and stuff. So make sure you guys stick around for the end of the show for those kind of teaser, quote unquote, what they call sucker bets and parlay scratchy tickets that I like to call them as well. But I'm just telling people who think the teasers are sucker bets. One, the homie kills the sucker bets. I mean, sucker bets, or what we call teaser bets. We've been rocking and rolling with the teasers all year long, but the fact that the lines are getting so kind of like you said funky right now, they're kind of almost needed, in my opinion,
Mhm.
for those teasers. So just to manipulate the line just enough to cover your butt. Yes, you're going to pay a little bit of tax on, or what they call in Vegas juice on the line, but I think it's worth protecting the investment that you're putting in on the line to make sure you get the best number possible. All right, let's start it off with the first game. Uh, the first best bet of the day, which is for me, and I'm going to this Rutgers Wisconsin game. Line right now is minus 13, and this Rutgers team has been playing well. They've been
Mhm.
balling well. I think their only big loss was to Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Other than that, they beat up on everybody, and the defense has been playing really, really well. And that's where I'm going and leaning with this side here. This is gonna be an official play for me. But I was looking at, like we said before, the lines are looking a little bit fishy. don't know where to go, where the lines are set, or where Vegas has him. I think this was at 13.5 when I first looked at it. I think it's dropped down a point. I think this is too much points. I think this game is going to be close. I know playing in Wisconsin is tough, but I got this line a little bit early. It already dropped down a point. I even like the 28 here because you got the hook. I got Wisconsin at under 29.5 team total. I don't think they can score 30 points against Rutgers. I do not think they're going to score 30 points against this Rutgers defense at all. Going back, looking at who they played now, like it's in Wisconsin, but Rutgers went to Michigan in the big house and played Michigan tough. And Michigan didn't put, I think Michigan just put up 30 on them, right? And I would rate Michigan's offense better than Wisconsin's offense. But they played Buffalo, they played Washington State, they played Georgia Southern, and they played Purdue. None of these teams have good defenses like Rutgers do. So I'm playing Rutgers here. It's not a fade of Wisconsin because I think the line is pretty sharp where it should be, but it's actually backing the Rutgers team because outside of that Michigan game, they've only given up 2 touchdowns pretty much to anybody. Northwest, Temple, Virginia Tech, and obviously Michigan. But Northwestern only scored 7. Temple only scored 7. Now these are not great teams. You know, Virginia Tech.
Not only are they not great teams, they're not great offenses.
Right.
And I think that's the skew here. I mean, just to combat your take here, I think it's a good play. Wisconsin usually plays tight games for the most part, but this season for some reason they're able to put the ball in the
yeah, they are able to put the points.
Yeah, they're averaging like 30, 32, 34 points a game.
Yep.
I know this Rutgers game that Rutgers do have a strong defense, but we're ranking that against the Northwestern offense that can't score. We're ranking that against a Temple offense that can't score. Ranking against a Wagner offense, obviously, that's
obviously
just
Wagner.
that's just not in their league. And Virginia Tech, who don't have any good offense either. But the only team that can score the ball is Michigan, and they put up 31. So I mean, this is a little tricky here. I mean, like you said, you're getting what 28.5. You said.
I already put the bet in. I put the bet in. I got it at 29. So I already took down
29.
a point.
Yeah.
But that point could be crucial. I just don't see this game like it's either going to land on 20. If Wisconsin scored as much, they're going to either score 28 or 31.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's going to be
you know what I'm saying? So it's really right there. I don't really feel that the number is going to fall on 30 in between. Like, you know what I mean? So, and the fact that Rutgers went to Michigan in the big house, played Michigan tough, right? And Michigan, as suffering as as good as Michigan is, because they're probably the best team in the nation, even though the ranking doesn't say that. They held them tough, man.
Yeah.
They held Michigan, Michigan tough. Now Michigan suffocates you, right? But they held them tough. They didn't get to 31 to almost late in at the fourth quarter there. So I think Michigan only put up like, let me look it up real quick. Maybe 300, maybe a little over 300 yards of offense. So, and this was the whole big, this was the Harbaugh game back as well. So, give me Rutgers to keep this game within 2 touchdowns. And then the line is 44.
Yeah, that's the key. The line at 44.
That's the key. You know what I mean? The total is 44.5. So are you saying Wisconsin's going to beat them 30, 33, 10? 30, I see more of a 28, 24, 20 game. If Rutgers can't score a 28 or 27, 17. I mean, right where the line is. I think this is. I don't think. I know. I feel this is a good play. I got the best of the number. Give me Wisconsin under 29.5.
Nice.
All right. So we like to go down the list here. Keep with the times of the bets. Let me bring up yours. I don't think your first best bet is not until a 3 p.m. game.
Correct.
I don't know if I have any other early games. Just for a pause here, man. What do you think about this Temple UTSA game?
Um,
I like Temple with the points. I'm not going to hold you.
yeah,
I mean, they're both terrible, but UTSA is like they're bad too. Like I don't understand how they're favored by 2 touchdowns at
I
Temple.
just over. I think this is more of the historical view for UTSA, like how they've played over the past few years. They've been pretty strong. They're able to kind of move the ball. I think they had a
Okay.
tough early on schedule, so I think they're saying pretty much that UTSA can kind of get back to what they are usually doing as far as dominating up front.
Hmm.
Um, I know they were like heavy on the run, but they were able to put the ball in the end zone. And Temple they just are very inconsistent. I don't think they have enough um,
I mean, the QB can swing it a
talent.
little bit.
Yeah, but they don't push the ball downfield enough. I think it's just these are why I can't bet on these type of games. I don't have no leans
No,
or
no
opinions
side.
on
Yeah,
it
you don't have a feel.
because
Yeah,
it can go either way. I would probably say yeah, Temple should be able to cover the 14, but then again,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they got blown out 38 or 20, 31 to 10 or what I mean. It's just something small like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I just can't
This
touch that
is
game.
this is not homecoming for them yet, right? Was it the red and white game?
I'm not even sure. I know
Okay.
one thing. I don't like them playing at the link. I'll tell you that. I do, man. I like we got natural grass, man. It's like beat that field up by the time it really matters for the Philadelphia Eagles in playoff
Right.
time. You know what I mean? I want the best grass. You know what I mean?
Yes, yada I mean.
You got these guys over here, these bums on playing on them wearing that grass up.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. All right, let me scratch this joint off because we did this. All right. I mean, we talked about it in the chat. We talked about it early. We
Oh
don't
yeah.
understand, but hey, we're gonna take a dive in the deep end. Nuts best bet. Talk to him.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be that mouse in the rat trap.
Winner! Just turn the crank and snap the plank and boot the marble right down the chute. Now watch it roll and hit the pole. Knock the ball in the rubber duck tub, which flips the man into the pan. The trap is set. Here comes the net. Ouch! Mouse trap. I guarantee it's the craziest trap you'll ever see.
Because this line don't make any sense to me. Both teams are coming off. I want to say buys, right? I want to say both are coming off buys, so they have about a good week, 2 weeks to prepare for each other.
Yep.
Um, Washington State. I've said it earlier. They're my sleeper in the Pac-12. They're my sleeper in college football. They have all the ability to score at will and very very fast. Cam Ward has been phenomenal um, for Washington State. I think he's completed damn near 60 to 70% of his passes. 106 of 142 passes, he's completed 106 passes for 1,390 yards, 13 touchdowns, and guess how many turnovers?
Goose egg.
Zero. And you're telling me they're going to go to the sunny side of California and play in the Rose Bowl? I'm sure they're going to be ready for that,
For
especially
sure.
after 2 weeks off, getting some rest, and seeing that they have an opportunity to really make a splash in the Pac-12. So for me, getting points at +3.5 is insane to me. I've been looking around, and there is one big major injury for Washington State that could be playing a factor here, and that's their best leading receiver in Lincoln Victor, who had a high
Okay.
ankle sprain in the first half against the Beavers. But I still don't think that slows them down to the point where they're going to be underdogs, and you're getting a hook too. So yeah, unfortunately, if it is a trap, I'm going to fall in line with that, and this will be a multi-unit play, most likely 2 units at 3.5.
Yeah, I like the play. I do have them in a teaser that we'll talk about just to tease them out. I mean, it's right now it's the best offense in the nation. Just period.
Hmm.
So, and what I saw, um, I think they played. Yeah, you're right. They're both coming off buys. UCLA, they pretty much handled Utah in that last game, but they
Hmm.
still, I mean, Utah is different because you're going from one of the best defenses in the league now to one of the best offenses. So, I don't think they really played anybody yet, UCLA. So, I mean, I know it's tough, like you said, to play at the Rose Bowl, but that's exciting too for Washington.
Well,
So
I don't think it's tough. To tell you the truth, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think it's tough to
um,
play at the Rose Bowl. I just think if it's me playing at Washington State and I get an opportunity to play in the Rose Bowl, I'm up for that. The
yeah, yeah,
historical guidance of being in the
yeah.
Rose Bowl, I'm up for
Facts.
that. It's not like it's gonna be jam packed. It's not like it's gonna be the fans are gonna
You're
be,
right.
that's nobody's scared to play in UCLA. They don't bring that type of crowd. No, they don't. It's just being honest.
Yeah.
And then the way the Rose Bowl is set is kind of spread out a little bit. They're not over top of you like it was in BYU when we had that
Yeah.
big take last week against with BYU on Thursday night, on that night game. It's tough to play BYU because the fans are right there on top of you. Here it's
Mhm.
like, I think Washington State after 2 weeks off be prepared to play at the Rose Bowl and have the opportunity. It'd be an early game for both of them. It's a 12 o'clock noon game for them, start game for them. So maybe they might, be getting the crust out their eyes, but I'm sure they'll be coached up and ready to play.
And I'm gonna add a play here with you. I'm going. I just cannot take them team total to have the best off. I mean, they averaging damn near 40 something points, and I don't remember UCLA's defense being something crazy. So I'm doing a live ad here. Put me down for Washington State over that 27.5 team total.
I like that. I like that.
Um, yeah, I can't. Like, I mean, in the total was 59. Like, come on, like, are we just like Washington State is just going to just. I mean, I know that receiver good, but he ain't Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't like what we talking. Like the
Right.
one receiver out is going
He's
to.
not a he's not a line changer.
Yeah, like really, not like that, man. Give me Washington State over 27.5. That's an ad for me, man. I like that bet. That's a great bet, bro. Great bet. They should be part in any money line bet too. Money line parlay.
I definitely like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, let's keep the train moving. We got some more 3 o'clock games. I don't think any of mine are 3 o'clock. Let me see. I think you got some 3:30 though, right? What you got
Yes.
next? You
Texas State
got Texas State, right?
at
Texas
you
State.
yep,
Yep. All right,
Louisiana.
keep it
So this is a
rolling.
3:30 game. Texas State, once again, another team just like Jacksonville State that I've been just following and trending heavily
Yeah, I've
on.
been following them too.
This team seems to have that previous UTSA factor, right? Like these small schools that's pretty much dominant and been
Hmm.
making noise. Texas State here is a short line, and these lines are really scary. Like I said, I'll be the mouse in the trap this week, and it is what it is. The way we've been running over these past few weeks gives me the opportunity to kind of continue to push these type of opportunities here. And this will be a game here, Texas State going to Louisiana. Um, Listen, looking and scouting at the Louisiana Lafayette, they played Minnesota last week. Um, they played them tough. Score was pretty closer than what it is. It was 35-24 loss to Minnesota. Minnesota has been very disappointing this season so far. I think we had a little bit more
Hmm.
um, attitude in a positive way that Minnesota can probably, it's a couple upsets, be in games that make games tough, but because they
Yeah,
usually are
yeah.
led by their defense, but they don't seem like they're doing that this year so far. So I can't really say too much about that Minnesota game, but they did beat Buffalo, put up 45 against Buffalo. They put up 41 against UNAB, and Old Dominion. They lost early in the season, but Old Dominion always fights. But for me, Texas State is just offensively getting
Yeah,
it
they're
done.
a juggernaut. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like they're able to move the
that
ball,
quarterback
spread
is
the ball
nice. I
out,
forget his
and
name.
he's slinging that rock.
Hmm.
50 points against Southern Mississippi, 35 against
Finley.
Nevada. Mhm. Jackson State, obviously, was a big mismatch there, 77 points there. And then they did lose a UTSA, I want to say one of the earlier games this year, but they had that's coming off a big
Yeah, I was
upset
about to say that was a
against
trap
Baylor.
game.
So that was
That
the
was a
late
trap game.
that was a letdown game,
Yeah,
right? They had a big
yeah, it was
high,
a
put up
letdown
42
game.
points against Baylor. That was
Yep,
huge for them. Um,
yep.
so for me, this is a revenge game here for Texas State. Last year they
Hmm.
got smacked in the mouth playing Louisiana. I believe they were
I like
at
this bet.
home too. So I think this is a better team here coming in um, with only one loss, uh, 4-1. I think they see that a real big impression that they can make in college football this year. I think they go in there handle no business, and you're getting plus a point, possibly money line. I would kind of take that for
Yeah,
a
it's
unit
plus
play.
2.5 now. Somebody smacked it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be
So,
my
but
play.
we can only go on the lines that we have. So I actually like the plus 2.5, but I would actually probably buy the half a point just to get it to the key number of 3, even the full
Hmm.
point if you want to pay the juice, just to kind of protect yourself a little bit. But it's not good. So the way these lines work, y'all, it's not good when we have a bet and it's going against what we're talking. So if the line was more like a pick or -1, then there's other backers for Texas State, and it kind of gives you a handicap a little bit more confidence and juice that you're on the right side. But like Diddy's saying, we're just going to fall for the rat trap if possibly be because there's money coming in on the other side and people are betting Louisiana and Lafayette and it's pushing this line. When Diddy talked about this line, it was a short line. It was +1, +1.5 at certain times. Now it got bet up a full point,
Yeah,
right?
scary.
Scary, yeah. So that you don't like the money going on the opposite side because it's early action. Early action means probably a little bit more professional money, probably syndicate groups or big bets that are coming in versus your public better that kind of bets and waits till almost game day or the night of. So I would buy the point in this one, but I like the bet. I've watched Texas State too as well. Unfortunate, fail spot against UTSA after the big Baylor win. Nobody really saw that win against Baylor because I think it was in Baylor too, if I'm
It
not
was in Baylor.
mistaken.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I like the bet. I like the play. And if we're off the deep end on this week, we're off the motherfucking deep
It
end
is
on
what
this
it is.
week.
This is what
It
we do. When
is.
we've
Yeah.
earned it. We've earned the right to do that with the work that we
Yeah.
put
I'm
in over these past few weeks. So
facts. Trust in the bet. I cannot agree with you more. Trust in the bet. I think you got one more 3:30 game. I don't think I have anything on the 3:30 slate as of yet. So I think your next 3:30 game, best bet, Purdue at Iowa.
yeah.
Holla at Purdue.
So
Talk to
this is
them.
one obviously we talked about earlier this week. Sent it over to you. This was a best bet. I'm going to move it to a lean.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
but I'm going to talk about the line here, and this is why. The line opened up about -4 for Iowa. It trended down to -2.5. I think a lot of money is
Mm.
coming in knowing that their quarterback McNamara is out.
Yep. Yep. I
But
remember.
that, but
Yep.
that line was already baked in. So just talking it over with you, they already knew McNamara was going to be out when they put the line at a -4. So for it to drop down to 2.5, it just doesn't quite make sense for it to jump in at 4 and drop down to 2.5 because they already knew the quarterback was going to be out. So for me, my strong lean, which is almost the best bet, and I put it on here to discuss, was Iowa playing at home. You want to talk about home
Yeah.
field advantage?
Yeah. Iowa's
This is
tough,
a
man.
tough place to play. And the
Yeah, it's always
quarterback
tough.
at Iowa, I don't know if that's really an impactful thing because Iowa don't rely heavily on the quarterback position. They're very well controlled and lean on their defense to win them those games in the back end, and hopefully they can kind of get some things in the box throughout the game. But Purdue has done nothing for me all season, and I think this is going to be a tough road for them going into Iowa. So a heavy lean for me would be Iowa. Um, Now you're getting plus minus the 2.5, so you're getting underneath that key number, which I like. Even if you want to look at the money line for Iowa, if you feel like it's going to be even closer, which I think it will be a close game, it'll be definitely be a low scoring game. You can
Yeah.
look at Iowa money line, and you might only have to pay maybe -125, 130 at the max at 2.5 at that -2.5. So that would be something you might want to start. You might want to look at. But
Yeah, I
I
can
do have
see
a heavy
a lot
lean
of
on Iowa.
action coming on Purdue. I would lean under here. Um, would be my say. I don't know what the weather's like. It's usually a little bit rainy in Iowa too sometimes. So, but no, yeah, good take. I forgot about Cade tearing his ACL. I remember seeing that as well. So, all right, let's keep the train moving because I know we got some hard stops here. Um, and we got to get some of these teaser bets out. So I think I'm on the clock next. I know you had a 7 o'clock game. Let me keep scrolling down here to see what is next on the docket for us. Oh yeah, I'm gonna believe this week, Diddy.
Give me my theme music.
I'm gonna believe this week. Colorado, Arizona State. Line is at now -4.5. It is at 4. And I was looking at this Arizona State team, and it's just it's two bad teams playing each other, right? And one team obviously has the hype with Dion, and we already know what the whole Colorado thing is. Who knows who's coming out with Dion this week? But even though they're down, their best player in Hunter Weaver was hurt. They showed something, right? Like they've been through the gauntlet of their first beginning of the season. TCU shocked everybody. Nebraska just isn't as good as what we thought with Matt Rowe being there. Colorado State fight, and then they went through the gauntlet. Oregon smoked. USC for the most part got smoked, but started to fight back, and those folks and those guys really tried to fight through that. I think this is a good spot to back them here. This is about the spot for me in Arizona in playing Arizona State. This is not, there's matchups to this as well, but this is really the spot for me. And I went to Arizona State, and who did he lose to? They lost to Oklahoma State. They lost to Fresno State. Obviously, they got smoked by USC, and they just lost to Cal, right? Coming off 4 losses. So I think this game is going to be tight, but I'm backing the better quarterback. I'm backing what I feel is the better offense. And I think Colorado rolls here. They win by a touchdown. I like Colorado here to get the win. I think people are going to start switching here and take Arizona State, and as they should. But the level of competition that they face is going to drop down dramatically when they face Arizona State. And I think that's a big deal, because I think when they face teams that are in their same level, I think they win. I do. I think they win. And I think Arizona State is a tad lower than Colorado. So give me Colorado to win. I got them at -4. It looks like some money came in Colorado at -4.5. But I'm back in Dion. I should have my shades by next week. Let's go. I believe, Diddy. I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it quick. So I know we got to keep it moving. I think the line opened at -6, and now we're looking at what, -4.5.
I saw that -4, and now it's just some regression coming back.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I thought I
Yeah.
saw that -6 at one point, but either way, it is a
Was
road
that the
game.
look ahead? That could have been a look ahead.
I thought I was looking at that not too long ago. I can take a quick look really quickly. Let me just see what it opened up at. It's down to 3.5 now. I'm seeing. I don't know, but
Ooh.
the line is going. The
Walking
line
the
is
plank
trending.
with you, brother.
The line, the line is trending down. Arizona State, it is a away game, so you do have to, put in that. They did have a big game.
Yeah.
I would say the momentum is on Colorado's side. They did close out that game against USC, really, really strong. They were in a big deficit and only
Super
lost
strong.
by a touchdown. So I think that gives you confidence going into the next week.
Yeah.
Arizona State don't have a quarterback. They done lost 2 of their starting quarterbacks already, so they're down to their 3rd quarterback. But the only thing about Arizona State, I think they will be successful running the football, which is what they want to
Hmm.
do. They haven't been
Yeah.
able to do that over these past few weeks. And against the Colorado defense, I think they can run the football. So that'll be the only scary part about it. But I do like your play. I don't have no play on this here, but I would lean probably Colorado here. But I won't be putting any money on Colorado. No, no,
Uh,
sir.
no, sir. No, sir.
I do
Next
have my
best bet.
glasses. I do have my prime glasses on the mail though.
Yeah, I got my Jones should be coming in a week. Um, Next best bet, Kentucky, Georgia. Talk to them.
Yeah. Kentucky, man, they just play tough. They play hard. They rely on the run. They're very old school. Punch them in their
Hmm.
mouth. I think Georgia has shown that they're not the old Georgia that we are used to. They're still
They are
national
not.
champions back to back.
Yeah.
Um, but you want to respect that. But I think they got a new quarterback at quarterback. They're trying to figure out, and still he's trying to get his motivation, make sure he's seeing what he's seeing. They had a good win in Auburn. That's a tough place to play a rivalry game.
They barely won that
Playing
game too.
playing Auburn. I know, but it's a rivalry game. You know what I mean? You got a
Yeah.
fresh a freshman quarterback coming in there doing what he got to do, and was able to
Yep.
get the victory. So that's big. Now they're playing home against a Kentucky team that damn near ran for 300 yards last week. I think that running back had damn near 200 by himself. He was killing it. So for me, this is a first quarter, first half bet. With that line being at 14, 14 and a half, I like I like both those. I like Kentucky first quarter. I think they'll be able to hang in there. I'm not sure what you're
Yep.
seeing. Maybe it's plus 6.5,
It's at
3.5,
5.5 now.
5.5. I
Yeah,
like
for the
Kentucky
quarter.
there. I like Kentucky.
Okay.
They're pretty stout on defense too. Might have to force a field goal in the first quarter. Probably be really low scoring. I like them in the first half. The first half should be what, close to 8, 9,
7.5. I
7 and a
like the
half.
7.5. Yeah, I
Okay.
like the seven and a
Yep.
half.
So I
Yeah,
like the first quarter, first half. Those are both unit plays for me, and I'm just going to ride out just on the way the styling of play this game should be. It should be low scoring. The
it
total is
should be.
showing
Yeah,
under 40, 48. I think the way Kentucky controls ball, runs the football, as long as they get momentum and running the football, we should be able to clear that number easily against this Georgia defense, who is susceptible to the run. Unfortunately,
they
I think
are.
they're middle of the pack. They used to be in the top 5, top 10 against the run.
Yeah, they
Now they're
lost a
middle of
lot of
the pack,
talent.
and they
Yeah,
did.
they lost.
They're all on the
Yeah,
Eagles.
they're on the
They're
Eagles.
on the
Yeah,
Birds, baby. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So for me, give me UK first quarter, UK first half.
yeah. I like it. I like it. All right. I think you got another best bet, so I'll let you keep it rocking here. 7 o'clock, another 7:30. I'm sorry, 7:30 game. Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm
Talk
gonna
to
keep
them.
it simple. This is team total over for me for Ole Miss.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
Ole Miss runs a speedy offense. They're on the ball. Um, very Chip Kelly like back in the day that kind of showed us what it was about. You got Lane
Hmm.
Kiffin out there that's right on the ball, and they're able to put up points really quickly, really fast. So I like their team total over. As we see last week, they had a big game against LSU, put up 55. I think Alabama was their biggest hiccup, their
Yep.
biggest opportunity, and I think that was a really big letdown for them. It was a really
Hmm.
big letdown for them. So I think it's kind of turns that page that, hey, we can't mess around. Previously, they put up 48 and
Yeah, I mean they
37
already
against
got two
Tulane.
losses too, so it probably
Yep.
pushes them out the
But
playoff.
but key to this is that Arkansas has allowed over 30 points a game. I want to say close to like 35, 34 points a game over their past 3 weeks. They gave up 38 to BYU, 34 to LSU, 34 to Texas A&M.
Damn.
Um, and the rest of the teams prior to that was Kent State, I guess that's Western Carolina and Kansas. They gave up 53 to Kansas last year in 2022, but they're not
Yeah.
playing anybody offensively like Ole Miss. So give me team total over for Ole Miss here. Just a numbers thing on why I'm making that
Yeah, I
play.
don't buy I don't back KJ Jefferson unless he's at home. That's my thing. He balls when he's at home.
Yeah. Well, I hope he
Um,
balls because it
yeah,
keeps them scoring.
yeah, he
It keeps the
balls
pedal to the ground to the metal, and
for
hopefully
sure.
it'll get over. Where we seeing the team total at?
38 and a half.
Oh, easy. Give me 38 and a half for Ole Miss.
Nice. Nice. All right. And I think we're both on this game, or you have a couple questions here. Next 7:30 game, um, Michigan, Minnesota. Where you at? 19 and a half is the line. Total is 46. I was just trying to break down this bet. And just the way Michigan plays versus versus other teams. And I haven't watched, was it the Golden Gophers? I think it is Minnesota.
Mhm.
I haven't watched them too much, but I've watched Michigan. And like I kind of said again when I was talking about the Rutgers game for my best bet, Michigan suffocates you. Like they just squeeze, and suffocate you. And I
Mhm.
just don't understand or know how this Minnesota team is going to score at all. And I'm looking at the scores in Michigan, and it's a lot of 30 to threes, a 30 to sevens. Like nobody scored over 10 points in them against them. Now, granted, they're not going against the high-powered offenses of the world, but I don't think Minnesota's that really of a top tier offense in my head from
Yeah.
what I've seen. So that quarterback over there has given up a couple turnovers as well. But they played Nebraska, they played Northwestern, they played Eastern Michigan, they played UNC. Like none of these teams ain't built like Michigan. So with that being said, If it is, it is. But I don't think so. I like the line here. Give me the minus 19.5. Michigan straight up. I think Michigan rolls here. I think Michigan wins a 28 type 7 game. You know, they might even hit 30, but maybe 20, 24-3. Like, I just think Michigan rolls here. You don't want to be in front of this train. They're the most complete and balanced team in the nation to me. So give me Michigan minus 19.5. I really don't have a bigger handicap than that. This is going to be a 2-unit play for me. I really like
Mm,
Michigan here.
big number, big units, baby.
Yeah, I like Michigan
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I think Michigan's been rolling. And I like that too. I like this game. I just had this circled on, and but it's more for me. It's gonna be the first half. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I like
I
that.
like them in the first half, just like to get that out the way, just in case anything freaky happens, and then on the back end. But this Minnesota team is, PJ Flack usually has his players ready to play. This is a home game, so it will be loud in
Yeah.
Minnesota. They do have some
Yep.
rowdy fans up there. I'm sure they're waiting for Michigan to kind of come in there, so they will have some adversity up there in Minnesota for Michigan. But this is just a veteran team in Michigan. JJ McCarthy and Blake Corum, having them lead your offense, I think they'll have that leadership to kind of withstand the heat from the fans and be able to just kind of just tunnel vision and handle their business. I like them to handle it early enough. If I can get a good line in there, what's that first half? What, close to 12?
Minus 9.5.
Give me that. I mean, like right now.
Yeah, I like it as well. I like it as well. The only problem is I think just because of the first half, the school, 10-3, right? But then like after that, Michigan's just
Push
gonna
forward.
pour it on. That second half, Michigan is just gonna pour it on, and they're just not gonna be able to do anything.
Hopefully it's
Not just gonna be
13-3
done.
and we straight.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I know we getting close here to that stop. So
Yep.
go ahead and give me your teasers, and then we can get you out of here, and then I'll finish up with one more best bet.
All right, we're gonna run it down. I got three total teasers. The first one's gonna be a team total. So we're gonna go three team total, 10 points. We're looking at 12 p.m. game Saturday, LSU at Missouri. The total is at 64 and a half. We're going to go 10 points down to 54 and a half and go over. I like that game to
Yep.
be high scoring. LSU and Mizzou do like to put the ball in the box. As you hear me say that all day in this pod today, getting the ball in the box is going to be easy for these guys to do that. They're playing at Missouri. So I do like over 54 and a half. And even if it is one of them games that kind of a little boxy, I still think they get over that number, especially over the 54. So we're going to tease that with Oklahoma, Texas. Same thing. 60 point is the line. We're going to go down to 50 and a half. I like the over there for Oklahoma and Texas. Think this game is going to be going up and down the field. It's a rivalry game. I think they're going to be fighting. 12 p.m. game. Sun's going to be out. They're going to be ready to go. I like that over 50 and a half.
Yep.
Easily, both teams should be able to score in the 20s. Texas should be able to get high in the 30s easily. And then we're going to go 3:30 game. Syracuse at North Carolina. That line is set at 59 and a half. We're going to go same thing, tease it down to 49 and a half and go over 49 and a half. We know UNC can put up points. They have a Heisman candidate at quarterback. Hughes
What's your
also
name?
fights well. They can put the ball in the box against a defense that has gotten better from year to year in UNC. But they're still a little leaky. I think Hughes can get at least 20 points. UNC takes care of the rest and gets over that 49 and a half. That's my first teaser, 3-team, 10-point teaser. Second teaser will be a 3-team, 10-point teaser also. This will be a team teaser and a spread teaser. We're going North Carolina, same game at 3:30 Qs versus North Carolina. Line is set at 9.5. We're going to take that all the way down for 10 points and take it to a win, pretty much 0.5 plus 0.5. I like UNC at home here. They've been rolling. And salute to, like I said, that defense of making their adjustments and getting better year in year out. I like UNC here to win. I like Kentucky here playing at Georgia. The line is
Yeah, I
at
love
14 and
this.
a half.
24.
We're going 10 points. We're getting over that key number of 24 to 24 and a half. I love that there. I think this game is going to be boxy. It's going to be tight, and very similar to what that Auburn game was, especially the way these two teams play. So give me 24 and a half points in a close game. I even like 14 and a half, but fuck it. We're going to get 10 points just to be
Yeah, I like fun. Yeah, I do too
just
as
for
well. Yep.
insurance. And then we're going to go Oregon State minus 9.5 against Cal. They're going to California. I like them to win. Oregon State's coming off a bye week after an upsetting loss against Washington State. This is a big bounce back for Oregon State here. And I think they can handle business with just the win here, whether it's 9.5 or not. So we're going to go North Carolina, Kentucky, and Oregon State all in a 3-point teaser. UNC to win, Oregon State to win, and we're getting 24.5 on Kentucky.
Cool.
And then my last teaser is a 14, 13-point teaser. We're going to start this one with a Thursday night game, which is the Kansas State University. As you know, I've been talking about Kansas State all year. We got them at minus 12. We're going to get 13 points to get them the +1 against Oklahoma State. They are heading to Stillwater, which is a little iffy for me. It's a tough place to play in Oklahoma State and Stillwater. But I think Kansas State just a better team all the way around. Offensively, there to move the ball, run the ball, pass the ball. I think Oklahoma State is in a down year for them. I think they're still trying to get it together and figure out their identity. And you can't be figuring out your identity coming into week 6. So give me Kansas State to win that game away at Stillwater. We're going to go Rutgers at Wisconsin. I'm going the other end here. I like Wisconsin at home. We're going to get them down to a win here from 14 to -1. I like them to win at home. Wisconsin's tough to play at. I think Rutgers can keep it tight, but I like Wisconsin here to win the game at home. We're going to Maryland, playing at Ohio State. They're getting 20 points. We're going to take that to 13 and all the way up to 33 points. I mean, shit. If any team can stay with Ohio State at 33 points is Maryland. With Tagovailoa out there at quarterback, as long as he's healthy, they'll be able to move the ball and at least put some points on the board. Even if they only put up 10, I think Ohio State that they can still cover the 33 here. This is a disrespectful line for Maryland, I think, for what they've been doing over these past few years as the program has increased. I know they're playing Ohio State, but damn, 20 points. So insurance of getting 13 more points at 33. And then my last play, we talked about Washington State at +3.5. I'm going to tease them up to 16.5. There's no way, no how, unless an injury happens throwing that game to Cam Ward, where I don't see them covering 16.5 points against UCLA. I will be very, very surprised. And that'll be my play. Those teaser plays are all 1.5 unit plays.
Nice. So to piggyback off this is actually what I have as a 10-point teaser is the top 3. Kansas State, Rutgers, and Maryland is my 10-point teaser.
Yep.
So just because you already have it in there, I'll take that. But I'm sorry, not Wisconsin. I'm on the other side. I'm teasing Rutgers up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm teasing Rutgers up to 20.
And I think you can go either way. I think you can go either way for sure. Yep. Yeah. I think you can go either way. That Rutgers play, you can go either way.
Yeah. And then I actually have a 2-team teaser with following the Washington. And we didn't really talk about it, the Red Rivalry game at all, Texas versus Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'll let Sharp really kind of dig into that because that's his thing right there with that game. But give me a 2-team teaser, Texas to win. And I'm right with you, falling off the plank. I get Washington State over 7 at the 3.5. Get him at 10. 2-team teaser at 7 points. 10.5 at 5. Lock it in.
I like it a lot.
All right. Those are the plays of the day. If you haven't already and you're just with us right now, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button. We'll do what we do. Plays will be up. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. This is Moss Money. This is MoneyPot. That's the homie D Diddy. Let's go.